Good evening. My name is Dee DeShawn, and I'm a member of the League of Women Voters of the Ann Arbor area, serving all of Washtenaw County. This year, the League of Women Voters is celebrating 100 years of expanding voter rights, educating voters, and shaping and influencing legislation at local, state, and federal levels. The League works to increase understanding of major public policy issues and seeks to strengthen and broaden knowledge about our form of government and democracy. While the League is nonpartisan and does not support candidates or parties, we do take stands on issues we have studied. One of the League's most important goals is to assist voters in making informed choices at the polls, and thus we bring you tonight's program. So welcome to our Zoom Meet the Candidate event for the Washtenaw County Board of Commissioners, District 5. 2 candidates will be on the ballot for this position at the general election on Tuesday, November 3rd. Each candidate was invited to participate in tonight's event. One of the 2 candidates, Republican Timothy King, will not be attending. As there's only one candidate, the League is allowing the remaining candidate, Democrat Justin Hodge, to participate in a new format. The new format includes a 30-second and 90-second introduction, followed by a 3-minute opportunity to highlight the issues that are facing the Washtenaw County Board of Commissioners, District 5. I will alert the speaker when his allotted time is up for each section. So it is now my pleasure to introduce Justin Hodge. Mr. Hodge, you may now begin your introduction.
Well, thank you. I'm Justin Hodge. I want to thank the League of Women Voters for giving me this opportunity to speak with you today in this different format. Just to tell you a bit about myself, I'm a lifelong Michigander, a licensed master social worker, and a professor of social work at the University of Michigan, where I teach graduate level policy courses. I've committed my entire career to public service and working to improve the lives of others. Prior to my work as a professor at U of M, I used to do child and family therapy with a variety of different patients and clients. And I'm running for county commissioner because I believe that everyone across our county should have the opportunity to be healthy, to build wealth, and to be safe. No matter where you live in Washtenaw County, you should have access to quality and affordable health care, and transportation shouldn't be a barrier to you seeing a provider. You should be able to get a good job to provide for yourselves and your loved ones, as well as purchase a home if you so choose. And of course, you should feel safe no matter where you are in Washtenaw County. Your zip code should not determine the opportunities that are available to you. But unfortunately, that's the reality for so many people. I live in Sugarbrook, which is one of the neighborhoods hardest hit by COVID-19. I've been working for years to address the equity issues that this pandemic has shined light on. I've done a lot of work with county government, such as my work with the Board of Health and advising the health department on issues like this, and my work on the Community Action Board, where we've looked at economic inequality. I'm hoping to, as your next county commissioner, be able to be a force for even greater change. And I'm looking forward to talking with you tonight about some of the issues that are important to me.
Thank you, Mr. Hodge. And now we're ready to hear more about the issues that you consider important regarding the Washtenaw County Board of Commissioners, District 5, and the concerns of your constituents.
Great. So District 5 covers almost all of Ypsilanti Township and then all of Augusta Township. So I want to focus on some of the disparities that my district and many other parts of the county experience. So people tend to think about Washtenaw County as having access to a ton of resources, which is true, but experiences that a lot of people have across the county differ pretty dramatically. If we look at health disparities as an example, someone living in Ypsilanti Township or Augusta Township has a life expectancy of about 6 years less than someone just living a few short miles away in Ann Arbor. If we look county-wide, African Americans live on average about 10 years shorter than their white neighbors, and Latino residents about 16 years less. Wealth disparities are also a huge issue. The average household income for someone in Ypsilanti Township is about $12,000 less than someone in Ann Arbor. And then again, looking county-wide, median household income for African American households is about half that of white households. So all of those issues and others contribute to Washtenaw County being one of the most economically segregated communities in the entire country. So not just our region. And of course, COVID-19, and this has been all over the news about how it's disproportionately affected the 48198 and 48197 zip codes. I live in 48198 and 48197 is one right next to mine, as well as the disproportionate effect it's had on African American households as well. So with those sorts of inequities in mind, I want to use the rest of my time to talk about some of my ideas around addressing the economic inequalities in our county and how we can promote economic opportunity and justice. So I have short-term and long-term goals related to this. And of course, in the short term, there's been a lot of conversation about prevailing wage and living wage. And I'd like to see the county work to strengthen those ordinances to make sure that people have access to wages to be able to actually pay for rent, so they're not using too much of their income on housing. But in addition to that, we need to do more to create affordable housing opportunities for people. I'd like to have the county work with local municipalities around community land trusts, inclusionary zoning, community benefits agreements to make sure that we're providing quality, affordable housing while preventing gentrification. So just talk a bit about that. Community land trusts are a tool that we can have community agencies purchase the land within their community, so we don't have landlords or other individuals purchasing land in a community they don't live in and not taking care of it. Using community land trusts, we can get communities to take ownership of their land and keep it there, so we don't have to worry about gentrification as much. It would not be as huge of a concern. Inclusionary zoning is a practice that can be used to make sure that we have areas where there's affordable housing units with housing that wouldn't be classified as affordable housing. So we have a lot of financial diversity in certain areas. Something else that's really important to me in tackling some of these issues is related to predatory lending practices. So those are those sometimes check cashing places that get people caught in the cycles of debt because of the interest rates being so high. Could talk more about this, but one other thing I want to talk about is children's savings accounts. So I've been working with some of my colleagues at the University of Michigan and with county government to create a children's savings account program where students that start kindergarten in Washtenaw County would be able to get access to a college savings account. Hit my time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hodge, for participating in this Meet the Candidate Forum. All of our candidate forums and Meet the Candidate events will be available for streaming on your computer or smartphone. Go to our website, lwvannarbor.org, and look for the link to the programs. In addition, these programs will be available on Community Television Network, CTN. Please urge your friends and neighbors to watch these programs as well. And for additional nonpartisan information on candidates and ballot issues, go to vote411.org. That's vote411.org, the League's voter resource guide covering local, state, and federal candidates, as well as current proposals that will appear on your ballot. As a reminder, all registered voters in Michigan may cast an absentee ballot. With the challenges that have been created by COVID-19 and confusion regarding registration and voting procedures, the League encourages you to vote as soon as possible after you feel knowledgeable about the candidates and the ballot issues. But the most important thing is to make sure you vote in the November 3rd general election. Thank you for watching, and good evening.